All right, everybody, another foodie booty video coming in hot. Time to find out why me, a reaction channel, is a bored liar.
Alright, so I'm doing a short video on this. I can't believe I'm even doing this after I tell myself I'm not going to bother addressing rumors. But when it comes to me, I have...
Let me stop you right there. 11 seconds in, let me stop you right there. I don't know why I'm doing this when I told myself I wasn't going to do it. But I feel like, I mean, you get the same kind of response from her, you know, any of the other people. I feel like I owe my supporters the truth. You know the real reason? It's because it's the end of the month. She wants to stir up a little bit of controversy, and it helps. It'll help with the June paycheck. So that's why you're doing it. I mean, you don't have a channel at all unless it was to make money. And I mean, so really, why say any different?
So many leech channels making up absolute BS when it comes to my life, and some of it can possibly be detrimental. So if you're one of those channels, you need to stop. Number one, get a life and focus on yourself and stop making up lies. So I actually am now being accused of not being allowed in Kuwait because I have hepatitis B and other STDs. So I just want to prove to you, I dug up my medical information on my online chart, which I'm able to do all of my tests.
That's kind of wild. So if you have a certain STD, you're not allowed to be in Kuwait? I mean, that actually sounds like something that would be legit. Like, I could totally see a backward country like that being like, well, you know what? If you have HIV, then you're gay, and being gay is illegal, so then you're not allowed in our country. I could actually totally see that.
Results are there, all of them. So I dug up the ones recently from when before I went to Kuwait. I said that I was tested. Nobody believed me. So I'm going to show you the screenshots right now of the information of the test results, and I will explain the hepatitis B situation right now. This is not a rage. This is calling these dumb, moronic reaction channels out on their lies as usual. By the way, I'm choosing to make a video because I realized that I'm just cluing in that every time I make a community post, I give these leeches.
Okay. So she's showing her Hep B results. Yes, my Hep B antibody test was positive. Okay, so that means that she has antibodies in her body that are actively fighting the infection. That can mean that you have the virus because otherwise you wouldn't have the antibodies. But to my knowledge, not all antibody tests, just because you have the antibodies, that doesn't mean that the virus is inside of you and the antibodies are fighting the virus. You can have those antibodies in your body that would fight the virus without the virus being present. I think that's right.
Free content. So I'm going to make my own content on my own situation. So here we have the first screenshot is the hepatitis B results from the one test I had. Now, when I was in elementary school, I was vaccinated against hepatitis A and B. So if you read correctly, which I'm sure some of you are not capable of doing, I'm sorry to sound bitchy, but I don't know how else to say this. Hepatitis B virus surface antibody. The key word here is antibody. So yes, I have positive antibodies. Flag A for antibody. Do people know what antibodies are? Sorry, when you get the vaccine, you get antibodies in your body. So nature of a normal test, where I circled in red. Let me read this for you. So this is not just a normal test for Hep B. If you can read here, it says a positive hepatitis B surface antibody test means you are protected against the hepatitis B virus, which if you read my test results, it says hepatitis B virus surface antibody. So yes, I'm positive for the antibodies. Doesn't mean that I have the virus. If I had hepatitis B, I would have definitely been notified and treated somehow. I don't know what they...
Yeah, I mean, you can cure Hep B, right? I think that you can cure all three of them. So I'm just still kind of hung up on like the whole like she would have to leave Kuwait if she tested positive for something like that. That's wild.
They do for hepatitis B, but the government of Canada, the Ministry of Ontario and the Health Ministry of Ontario would not let me have this untreated. There's no way. All right, next. So if you remember, I don't know if I did a live stream, but I did go to a clinic before I went to Kuwait. So as you can see, collected on the 21st of October, I was tested for STDs, HIV, everything.
Oh, okay. The first thing that pops up to me in this screenshot is toward the bottom here. Collected on October 21st, 2022. Now, Chantal had already, quote, been in a relation. I mean, she might have even been engaged at that point. Who knows? But she was already in a relationship with this guy at this point by October 21st of last year. She left for Kuwait the 1st of November, I believe. So I'm wondering what made her want to get tested for a full panel of STIs 10 days before she left for Kuwait. Was she trying to prove something? Did she want to have these results just in case a certain someone wanted to double check? Why did you test on October 21st, 2022? And what's even more strange about this is look at when she got her results. Like 4 months later, resulted on February 2nd, 2023. 4 months later. So that's when she went back home for a little bit. She was home in February. So I don't understand. Did she not reach out to the clinic until she got back home? I mean, maybe like what I'm thinking here is she got it before she left for Kuwait because she thought either he would want to see it, he would want to see the results, or she wanted to have it just in case it would become an issue. But I don't think that Chantal thinks that far in advance. I don't think that she would think to, be like, oh, well, you know what, let me get this just in case. So I think that he kind of asked for it, but either he ended up not following through on wanting to see it, or another part, he didn't need to see it. Catch my drift? So this is kind of strange here, that a 4-month period in between collecting it and resulting on it in February. Just a little odd.
That one got sent away. I would have to check for that. I'm not sure if that one's been posted yet. But chlamydia and gonorrhea are negative. So I actually can't believe I'm showing you all this private information as if you feel like you're entitled to it. I feel that people really need to mind their business.
Girl, stop right there. I'm going to stop you right there. Really, I am a crosswalk guard, and I am stopping you right there. I don't think that people are entitled to this kind of information. Then why are you making a monetized YouTube video about it? I mean, it's just so facepalm. I can't believe that you guys think you are entitled to these test results. Look at this. I'm going to post them for you and put a big red circle around them. I can't believe that you made me do this. I can't believe that you made me make money off of this. Like, do you hear yourself?
And are just bored for content and have nothing else and are desperate at this point because they can't get views or any kind of attention on their own.
Well, that's projection. That is projection. They're desperate and they can't do anything to get views. Who does that sound like? whose views have been in the gutter the past several months. Actually, I mean, the whole season of Kuwait. So really, I mean, you're calling reaction channels bored for content by making videos like these, but here you are making a video like this to have something, you know, exciting and buzzworthy and sparks to fly up in the air so that you can get more views. So really, that statement directly applies to you.
So they make up things about my personal life, and I really wish that people would just shut the heck up and mind their business and move on with their day. My health is none of your business, okay? My
health is none of your business, but I'm going to show you a screenshot of my test results of my STD panel and put a big red circle around it for you to look at. But it's none of your business. It's none of your business unless I'm making money on it.
personal life is none of your business. My status here is none of your business, and nothing is any of your business. So this is the last I'm going to be showing any of this stuff to you. We will not be showing any other information, personal information, to prove any of your lies. You can believe what you want. I'm sure this will be severely picked apart and say that it's fake, even though it's legit a picture from my phone. But that's totally your prerogative. I no longer care. I'm going to continue to do my content, worry about my beezers, my life with my husband. I just don't like being accused of having diseases that I don't have. That is defamatory. And if I was in Canada and had the means to, I would be coming after all of you for defamation. So
Amber Lynn's gonna take reaction channels to court in Canada. If I was back in North America, you better be lucky. You better feel lucky that I'm not in North America right now. Your butt would be cooked. Oh my gosh, I would take all of you to court. I mean, I don't think that these are fake. So what? You show a negative result for Trick and Gano, and you showed the antibody thing. Cool. Honestly, I mean, I follow the Foodie Booty stuff pretty closely. I didn't see anybody talking about this. But again, I mean, Chantal just has to take something and run with it just because there's nothing else going on. I mean, really, her whole season right now is her eating in excess, doing the mukbangs, or it's the cat. Oh, yeah, she'll do the cat a lot, and just little things here and there, like this, for example. I mean, people will say something, and then she'll take it and go, oh, you know what? Everybody's talking about it, so I need to make a video about it. I got to make some money too, you guys.
To prove any of your lies. You can believe what you want. I'm sure this will be severely picked apart and say that it's fake, even though it's legit a picture from my phone.
Oh my God. One of you commented yesterday. It cracked me up. Someone said, it was a video, she was defending her marriage. She was trying to say, like, she actually is married, and anyone who thinks differently is an idiot. We're actually in love. One of you commented and said, I have never described my husband as completely legit. I just thought to myself, oh my God, that is so true. That is so true. Who, unless you have something to hide, who is describing their spouse as completely legit?
But that's totally your prerogative. I no longer care. I'm going to continue to do my content, worry about my beezers, my life with my husband. I just don't like being accused of having diseases that I don't have. That is defamatory. And if I was in Canada and had the means to, I would be coming after all of you for defamation. So before you make up all of these lies about someone's health, think of how it impacts their life. You really don't think at all that interfering with someone's life in any way, how it impacts them, how it impacts their reputation. It's ridiculous at this point. So, I don't
Girl, I mean, after the whole thing with the cat, I mean, really, if we're going to talk about reputation here, I mean, do we really think that this whole discussion on Hep B is really gonna put Foodie Booty down in the dumps in terms of reputation. I mean, the whole thing with the cat, it has just been so bad ever since that's gotten out into the community and everything. I mean, if you had Hep B, I mean, really, would that even be something that I'd imagine it would be, but isn't it really anything that like reaction gels would come to you on? I mean, it's like no one asks for an STD, nobody willingly, well, actually there are people, but for the most part, no one goes after getting STDs. So, I mean, really, what does she think that the narrative would even be here? Like, ha ha, Hep B, like no one would do that. I don't think that would defamation.
For all of you for defamation. So before you make up all of these lies about someone's health, think of how it impacts their life. You really don't think at all that interfering with someone's life in any way, how it impacts them, how it impacts their reputation. It's ridiculous at this point. So,
and if you wanted to preserve your reputation, I mean, a good way of doing that wouldn't be fighting with people and eating in excess on YouTube. I mean, really, I mean, if you wanted an upstanding reputation and you didn't want people to think, I mean, really, I mean, you're coming on here and for years it was you like in a bra screaming at your webcam eating McDonald's, but you're worried about reputation. Something's out of line here.
I don't expect it to stop. Like I said, people are bored and have nothing better to do with their life. They have no content. That's clear. Whenever there's nothing, the drama dries up. They scramble for things to make up and talk about, and now it's making up things or twisting things maybe that I've said in the past. Even if I was infected previously with something before, which I did talk about at the time, because I was under a lot of emotional distress. So actually for people to bring that up and use it against me because I contracted that in the first place a couple of years ago, because my abuser cheated on me without me knowing. He cheated on me and contracted something and gave it to me. And that's how I found out. And even then I was in denial about it. But what I went through was traumatic and disgusting.
I mean, I'm going to say this. I personally would never judge anyone for like having an STD like that. Like I said a little bit ago, no one asks for it. I mean, they just kind of happen. I mean, you get them treated, you take precautions, you learn from it. But here's the thing about this video. Chantal's coming on here saying, don't be talking about me. Don't be doing this. You got to consider how this affects me. My name and an STD should not be in the same sentence in a video on YouTube. But I mean, it's a walking, talking contradiction, because we're literally watching a video about it that you're making. If it was someone else making a video doing the Nelson from The Simpsons laugh, ha ha, like the whole thing about Hep B, like that would be wrong. And I think that a lot of people have the wherewithal to put two and two together. If someone were to just be laughing at someone because they contracted an STD, I mean, I'd imagine it happens, but I mean, just personally, just from my opinion and what I put out onto YouTube, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't make a video laughing at someone for having an STD. But I mean, I actually do see it on time to time on here and everything, and I do disagree with it. Like, there are some videos that have been made of the past of certain girls in Girl World where it's like, oh, look at the herp on her lip and everything. And I do think that that's wrong and everything. And I'm just here to say, I'm not here to kind of put out that kind of information. And really, I'm not here to like make myself sound like a saint or anything. I'm just saying, I just think for a majority of people watching these videos like this, and when you talk about things like STD, I think that there is a discernible difference between constructive criticism, pointing out lies, and just straight up being rude and making fun of someone. And I think that if it was just all straight up being rude, making fun of someone, being nasty, being bullies, like people would pick up on that kind of dark energy and it really wouldn't be followed. I think that really Girl World tends to lean toward a more humor, comedic, entertaining side of it all, more so than it is people having deep ill will, hatred in their heart. I don't think it's like that. Just, I don't know, my thoughts.
And I hope it never happens to any of you. But for people to use that as a means of trying to use that, what happened to me, against me when it wasn't my fault, making it seem like, ew, you're dirty, you had an STD, you had disease, when again, it wasn't my fault, I was cheated on, is absolutely disgusting. And I cannot believe that people still support and follow creators who serve no purpose on the YouTube platform other than to defame and harass people for no reason, just for content. For your entertainment, you are inventing the fact that you think that I have diseases when you have no proof. That's your entertainment. Please think about that. And honestly, you all need to do better. It's really sad at this point. I'm just trying to live my life and proving time and time again that all of the lies and accusations are BS.
I mean, Chantal, you have been accused of so many things over the years. People have said so many different things about you, and you know that everything that everyone says about you on the internet isn't true. So are you going to fight every single person that ever says anything about you that's negative? I think that I mean, anyone with any sort of sense would know that's ridiculous. That would be a pointless fight. If you know, true to yourself, who you are, the decisions you make, what's right, what's not right, that's all you need to have at the end of the day to have peace of mind. You don't need to go up against everybody that's saying things about you. It's pointless. I mean, really, why give your energy to it? So really, the only reason why you're doing any of this or making an outrage about it or anything is because it's the end of the month and you want to make the June paycheck a little bit more better.
But they just get turned around again and again. So you know what? Have fun. But again, I've just proven you that you're all liars. And so with that information, I wish you well.
She's like, well, I just schooled you. I told you off. I just proved all of you wrong. Usually when you prove someone wrong or you make a statement stand on its own, it's like people understand that you won the argument. You don't need to flat out say, I won the argument here. I just proved you wrong. You don't, oh God, that's so cringe.
Bye.
Okay, you're not allowed to do this, first of all. I mean, you're not allowed to do this, first of all, but I know why she's doing this. It's because she's been accused by certain reaction channels for making her content longer so that she can get the mid-roll ad. Because when you have 8 minutes of runtime on a video, you're able to get that mid-roll ad. So that's why she's doing it here. But you're not allowed to do this, 1, and 2. Isn't this the cherry on top of really the whole conclusion that has been made out of this video? I mean, really, all this is fake outrage to make money. And then at the very end here, all right, let me make a little bit more money. I mean, this is the cherry on top to this SHIT Sunday. Really, it is. I mean, it is. 8 minutes and 17 seconds of, hey, let me make the June paycheck have one more zero on it. Maybe even that's being generous. This is ridiculous.